Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today, driving home from work. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video. I don't know if I'm going to title it CM Punk in the main event of Wrestlemania 41. But we're just going to talk about Wrestlemania 41 plans. Maybe we're going to work on putting together a card. But basically, the one thing that I'm going to start with is the rumor that was out there that was WWE was talking about the fact of, do they want to put CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania 41? When I read this article, it was not like, do we want Punk to win the chamber and do Punk versus Cody Rhodes? To me, honestly, that makes a whole lot of sense. But when I read the article, it still was talking like Cena was going to win the chamber, and then they were going to have to find a way to put Punk inside of the match without winning at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe, if I remember right, on the way to WrestleMania 29, John Cena won the Royal Rumble. But then he ended up putting the main event slot of WrestleMania on the line on a Monday Night Raw match with CM Punk. I don't really remember how that got put together. I do know that that was the stipulation of that match. That was a big, 5-star affair. That was quite possibly, most people remember Money in the Bank 2011, but I do think that Monday Night Raw match, that's the one where Punk did the pile driver to Cena and everybody exploded and just went batshit crazy. I think that is the best Punk versus Cena match that is out there. Oh, there's also that SummerSlam matches that are real good. But still, that Raw match, I think, is the best of the matches they've ever had together. But I don't know. I mean, do you find a way to end the Elimination Chamber with maybe one guy pinning the other guy as he makes the other guy submit at the same time? Are you going to have both guys pin each other? Maybe you have both guys just run into each other, head-on-head collision inside of the ring, and they both fall down. They're not able to answer the bell, but since they have to have a winner, they both win. Maybe something, kind of crazy like that. Now, I don't want to be like Mr. Ultimate Negative. I will tell you that when CM Punk came back to WWE, I was the guy kind of waving the flag like, hey, you gotta be careful. You cannot act like this guy is a free agent and able to come back to WWE and willing to, because of the fact he just got fired. Not only did he get sent home once, he got sent home for real twice from the same company that he was saying that he wanted to go and save. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense, I guess you could say. But now he's more than willing to come back, and he's had a good run. He had the injury. He was able to get back, and then he's wrestled since then. He even wrestled on television. He didn't make you wait until like a pay-per-view to be able to see him. I know on that first run, he even did those 2 house shows. He worked at the Garden, and then he worked at Staples Center as a part of the holiday tour. That figure is going to be coming out sooner than later with the black tights that you'll see. But I'll tell you this much: I think that CM Punk is going to be around WWE for as long as he wants to be there, and he kind of honestly seems like he wants to be a part of this new generation, this new era. I think that him, Seth Rollins, I think they'll move into roles, whether if it's being coaching, whether if it's going to be on the road, maybe he falls into the kind of Paul Heyman role, where Heyman is not in creative, but he is there to really help day-to-day operations with the wrestlers, with their promos, with their matches, just basically anything that he is able to help with, he's there to be there. I can see the CM Punk being something like that, and actually being able to get in there and do the moves and do the matches with the guys, showing them what it's going to take in order to make the match be the best match that they could. I honestly could see him doing that. My biggest thing is that CM Punk, even during his run in AEW, seems like he gets injured a lot. He's not old. He's not old by a long shot. I mean, he's not like what we thought, the WCW wrestlers were back in the Monday Nitro days. Of basically, like, these guys were on their deathbed and they just happened to still be wrestling at the same time. Wrestlers can be older and still be thought of as a lot younger as back in the day. It's kind of crazy like that. But when you're thinking about, like, the injury report of CM Punk, I think if you want to, get the most out of his time in WWE, I don't think you wait to put him in the main event. I think it honestly would be smart, even if it is putting him in a three-way with him, Cena, and Cody. Cena, we already know. This is it. This is all we got. I'm not the biggest fan. I thought it would have been cool if Cena won the Rumble and went to WrestleMania. But then it's kind of like, once he gets to WrestleMania, if he wins the title, is he going to hold the title for a whole year? If he, let's say he loses the title at SummerSlam, what's the point of coming back for like September to December? You've already been at the top of the mountain. You've held the title more than anybody else. Are you just doing towns to sell merch related to their basketball and their football team? I mean, is that all he really is? That's not really what CM Punk is. That's not really what John Cena has stood for in his career. He's always kind of been like a man of the people. He's a fighting man. I think it would be fun if Cena's run for the championship really came later. And if you really think about the end of the Royal Rumble when Jey Uso won, Cena kind of snapped for a second. He like ran into the ring, kind of like he was going to attack Jey Uso, like he was trying to take, he's like, kind of like, you took this moment away from me, how could you do this? I came back for this moment right here, and now you have it. And then he kind of came to. It was like a momentary second. But, like, wouldn't it be one hell of a tease is that he wants this title so bad to say that he is the number one superstar of all time in WWE. That's never really seemed like what John Cena is all about, but it is kind of like what the storyline is right now, to the point we could get to the point where we actually really are thinking, is Cena going to turn heel? Are we going to get heel John Cena, even if it's only for like one momentary moment? I at this point, when we already know the ticking time bomb is out there, he's only going to be here for a year, I don't think he's ever going to do it. But I think that's kind of maybe where they're going. So maybe, Cena doesn't win the Chamber. Maybe Cena doesn't get Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And I think I would be okay with that. Do you do like Cena versus Roman? As long as it's not like Cena versus Grayson Waller or something like that, where he's trying to like bring somebody up at a WrestleMania match. Let's not do Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. That's what I definitely don't want out of John Cena. But like, if you don't put Cena in that slot, almost anything else kind of seems like a big, huge downgrade. I don't really know how you get to Cena versus Roman. That's probably the biggest match that we could get. We've seen it twice. I don't think anybody would complain about seeing it 3 times, especially being at a WrestleMania. Cena versus Rollins doesn't really make sense at this point. I don't know. Cena versus Punk, you can't do it if you're thinking about putting Punk in the main event slot. So, if it is a 3-way, I'd be cool with it. I just, how they get to that point really doesn't make sense. Do I think that CM Punk is going to be in the company in a year? Yeah. Do I know if he's not going to be injured? Not really. So that's kind of like the one reason why I say, like, hey, you need to pull the trigger on this as fast as you can. I don't want to say they got a lot of aging superstars, but they've got a lot of guys in that main event scene that have been around, for a long time, that I think started when they're young. So I think they are the building block of the foreseeable future. But you never know, what's going on these days. Punk has downgraded it when he's talked in interviews, basically saying that he left because he couldn't be in the main event spot. I think being in a main event of WrestleMania matters to him. And I honestly think that if it comes down to it, if you asked him, I think it matters to him to be night 2 main event. This whole thing where, Sami Zayn and the Usos keep talking about the fact that they've, main evented a WrestleMania, that kind of irks me just a little bit. I think it's kind of funny when the Good Brothers talk about the fact that they main evented WrestleMania during the AJ and Undertaker graveyard thing. They bring that up every once in a while. But I think that's just all like fun and jokes and ha-has kind of things. I bet you like Undertaker doesn't think that he main evented his last WrestleMania because he was on night 1. I think night 2 matters. And getting him there is really something. If I had a future right now, you don't really know what the future is going to bring, but I would bet heavy CM Punk to win the Rumble next year. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, the close to the Rumble for the second year in a row was Cody and CM Punk, going face to face, CM Punk saying that he was Cody's friend, Cody kind of questioning if he is his friend, and then basically CM Punk telling him to his face, like, hey, this is a business. I know we're friends, but if we win this, I'm coming for you. He's coming for the big belt. He's coming for the number 1 spot. He's going to stab him right in the heart, look him right in the eyes when he does it. And, that's why this version of CM Punk you got to respect. Because, like, he's telling you why he's doing this. He's not just doing it for himself. He's not doing it for the money. He's not doing it for the fame. He's doing it for this. So, all right. I don't really know. I got a lot more questions than anything else. Chamber's going to be a whole lot of fun, guys. I don't think it's next weekend. It might even be the next weekend. I know we're counting it down. I think it was 10 weeks until WrestleMania. And besides the daily WrestleCon announcements, and just getting everybody named so I can get all my stuff all kind of lined up for what I'm getting for WrestleCon, I'm so ready to go. I might even be like more than 90% packed. I got all my stuff coming. I got one more box coming from WWE Shop. They fucking got me like it's 2010 all over again, guys. All right. CM Punk WrestleMania 41 plans. Talk to you later.